God is just that good. How do I know when it's time for me to move on? My time is up at this church. My ministry is up. I need to go somewhere and be another minister of music, another preacher, another director. That's a good question. How do I know when it's time to move on? And JT, have you went through a lot of that? Yeah, honestly, I have been through a lot of that. And I like to say this. Being confused is not when you move on. You know, God is not the author of confusion, first of all. But if you are confused and angry, that's not a reason to leave a church, because what you're going to do then, you're going to go to another church, still angry, still confused. And the reason that we get confused is because of ourselves. And we have gained a relationship with our pastors, you know, our first ladies, the people in the church. We got love, and we get so caught up, we get mixed emotions, we get mixed feelings because we don't want to leave the people. But I'm going to tell you like this. One time in my time of playing that I was at a church, and I had much love for the church. My pastor, oh man, dynamic. And I'm not going to call no names, but it got to a point where everybody left. And the choir was gone. The music department was gone. You know, the praise team was gone. So JT was just there by himself. And I played only congregational hymns every Sunday, you know, for a while, maybe 2 years. I just kept doing the same thing. And what happened to me is I got handicapped. You know, I have to be in a place where I can grow. So if I was sitting there playing congregation hymns every Sunday, you know, I was being hindered because I fell so far behind on my choir music, my praise team music. And when I met with the pastor, I said, man, there's nothing else I can do here. But of course, I was praying on it and praying on it. Because of the love of the people, I stayed. I even had a chance to go on the road and play when Tyler Perry first came out with his plays and play piano, keyboard with that. And I actually set it on hold. God is my witness, because I got caught up in the church. But one thing about me, when I'm dedicated, I stay in something to the end. And a lot of times you will miss your blessings by being confused. And the reason I'm saying this is to help somebody else, because it's a lot of people confused right now. And you get confused because of yourself. God is not the author of confusion. And the first thing I would tell anybody to do is you pray on it. Everything you pray for, God will reveal it to you. Whatever church you at, pray to God and ask God, what else am I supposed to do here? Or God, let me know when my time is up. Show me. And I guarantee you, God is going to give you so many answers in so many ways. You'll start seeing difference in people. You will start seeing if your time is up. Because when God bless you to move on, it's not going to be no confusion. You're going to have a smooth transition. You're not going to worry. You're not going to have no doubts, no what ifs. When God say move, you have to move. Because when you don't move and God say move, anything under God don't work, because you're trying to figure it out yourself. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll pray on something. Oh, God, show me this. God, show me this. Pray on it. And as soon as they get through praying, they start trying to figure it out themselves, trying to figure out what to do next. Now God can't even work with you because you're not even listening to God no more, because you're mad. And there is nothing wrong with being angry. You know, the Bible say, be angry but sin not. It's okay to be angry. I get angry a lot because God got angry. But that doesn't make God love us any less. But God don't want you to be sitting at a church sad, mad, depressed, and confused because you don't know what to do. You pray and let God reveal everything to you. And I guarantee you, you will get your answer. So how do I know when my time is up? When it's time to move on, you got to watch God. So old song say, watch God move. He's going to show you. You can't listen to that man. You can't listen to that woman. I tell my pastor in the heartbeat, anybody I talk to, it's not about you, pastor. You know, when God say move, I love you to death, pastor. I love you to death, first lady. I love you, church. But this is not about y'all. When God say move, you have to move. Because a lot of times God only plants people in a place for a season. And that's what a lot of preachers, you know, don't want to let go on, and they'll tell you that. And it's not all preachers that do that. It's some preachers you have that try to hold you on, try to hold on to you and make you feel guilty like you don't supposed to be nowhere else. Because a lot of them want to be stingy and have you for themselves when they know they're not doing you right in the first place. And it's good reasons why people leave churches, but you always hear the bad reasons. You know, when you're not getting it spiritually, especially when you're not getting fed the word, you have to move on. You do. Because, you know, you can't stay in a place that's not growing. That's not how God operates. And in years, in 2 or 3, 5 years, you should have been done moved on. Church should have been done grow. You know, if you're not moving in 4 or 5 years, something wrong. You know, you got to check the leadership. And that's what's going on in a lot of the churches. You have no structure. You have no order. Everybody running around doing exactly what they want to do. And then you wondering why you sitting there confused. And you're already mad because the way people do ministry anyway. You got a lot of people come to church just to play around with church. So if you sitting around in a church where, oh, nobody don't want to worship, God don't even want to come in the building himself because people are playing around. So you look at it like that, why are you going to stay at a church like that? You know, so when it's my time to move on, God will let you know. God will show you. But you got to be patient. You got to be obedient. And see, I have played at every kind of, non-denomination, Church of God in Christ, Holiness, Baptist, whatever, AME. I done played at pretty much all of them, and I see the big difference in all of them. But one thing I like that I can say about AME, if anybody ever played at AME church, their structure is awesome. A lot of Baptist churches, they don't have structure. You know, it's stuck on tradition, not structure. You got tradition. Well, it's the way we've been doing it, such, this, such, and such, that. You know, you got to get out of that old stuff sometime. I'm not saying get away from it for good, but you got to relate to everybody in the church, not just the older folks. What about the younger folks, the middle-aged folks? So that's why a lot of times you be confused and don't know when it's time to move on. But you got to get a personal relationship with God. And you got to ask God for understanding, for wisdom. Show me the right way, Lord. You know, let me know this. You know, this is not about me. It's about you, God. And another thing I always do, I'll sit down, especially when things are going wrong in the church. And it seems like the pastors don't even want to stand up and say nothing. You know, why we got it going like this? I question the pastor. You know, is that right, JT? In my eyes, yeah. I don't have no problem questioning nobody, because if I got a problem in ministry, I'm going to question where I'm at, because I'm going to have wonders why am I still here. Because I don't mind fighting with you. But you got to let me know what we're fighting for. And I'll tell a pastor or anybody in a minute, sometimes it's like a football team, but you got a football team out there with no quarterback. You know, we got plenty of people to throw the ball to, but we don't have no quarterback to throw us the ball. And that's where the pastor got to come in hand at. But you always hear, oh, this, the such and such, this. The deacons run the church. The pastor shouldn't have to worry about. But a lot of times in these churches, you don't have deacons. You might have 1 deacon, 2 deacons, you know, and they getting up in age and don't want to deal with all this stuff. So somebody got to step up and do something. So how do I know when it's my time to leave? God will show it to me. And I'm going to tell you like this, when you leave the right way, you can always go back if you need to. Never burn a bridge you might have to cross over again, because I can go back to any church I played in, and I'm not just bragging about saying that, because I have left the right way. You know, you put your 2 weeks notice in, you let them know what's going on, because it's a lot of people understand it, but a lot of people don't. Well, you don't supposed to be nowhere. You supposed to be here with us. God ain't told you to move. Well, how you know what God told me? Are you in my prayer with me and God? This is one-on-one with me and God. That's why I say it's not about your pastor. It's not about your first lady, the members in the church. It's about you finding out what you need to do and letting God show you. It's all about God. So you ask God, but we'll pray to God and we'll start asking all kind of people for their answers and opinions. That's where we make the mistake at. These people ain't God. You know, people ain't never done nothing for you. God has done it all for us. So why are you confused? Because of the things that go on in the church. But God will reveal it to you if you need to be there or not. That's your answer right there, God. Not your own answer. God answer. God. Pray and let God do what he do. Because we all as musicians has went through that. They're going to go through it plenty more times, because God says, no man knows my ways. But we sure try to act and figure out God, don't we? You can't do that. No man knows his ways. You don't know how long you're going to be at the church you are at now. God might have you on the other side of the world. You know, that's why the Bible says many are called and only a few are chosen. It's certain musicians chosen to certain pastors are chosen to go minister, especially with pastors. Pastors always leaving churches to go minister somewhere else or get their own church. You know, but what we do, we down each other instead of trying to help each other. It's more down than helping nowadays. So how do I know when to leave? My time is up. Let God tell you. You know what I'm saying? And God gonna reveal it to you. Don't pray on nothing and then get mad and stay confused and then try to listen to God like that. So hope that could be helpful. Be blessed.